Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Sean or Mustang 09 bringing you a new video with my buddy Ryan. As you can see, he grew a little bit standing on a tire. But today we are installing the BMR lowering springs. They're the performance lowering springs. So they're gonna drop his Mustang, not mine. We're doing it on his 2015. And it's gonna drop him 1.25 inches in the front and about 1/2 inch in the rear, and it should give it a really nice, sporty, aggressive look. And it should also help lower his ETs in the quarter mile, which is what he's been doing. Well, just drag racing in general, quarter mile, 1/8 mile, whichever one. But today we're gonna show you guys how to install them. So here we go. Removing the bracket for the brake line so that when it hangs down, it's not putting too much tension on it. Next step is to lower the bolts that hold the bracket for the cradle. You don't necessarily have to take them all the way out, but just loosening them to give them a little room for some play. Unless you have a pneumatic impact, you're probably going to need a breaker bar to break loose the bolt that holds the subframe into the car. Make sure you have it in reverse mode to take out the bolt. As you can see, our pretty new bushings that we put in the previous video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Breaking it loose with the breaker bar makes life easy. And then you hit it with the impact. It's going to come right out. The next step is to remove the 2 bolts that hold the shock to the body of the car. We're just gonna let the shock hang out. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna hang out, kind of like what I'm doing. Ryan's working, I'm hanging out. After that, everything's loose, right? Yeah. So we have the brake line disconnected, the shock hanging out from the body. We undid the bolts underneath, and now we're gonna lower the cradle slowly until it's kind of hanging loose, and we'll yank that spring out of there. So you're gonna have to kind of push down on this and then pull out.
I don't weigh enough.
Okay, you wanna hold the camera and want me to do it? There we go. Ta-da!
Just takes a little muscles.
There's the boot. Hey. Oh my gosh, this thing is heavy. Stock spring out of the car. You can see this is a side-by-side comparison of how much lower the BMR performance spring is. And because it's lower, it's also going to make it easier to install it back in the seat of the car. It shouldn't be as hard to get out as this one because you're working with less material. I mean, it's not as tall, so it should slide right in.
It's like Sean and me.
So what we want to do is, as you can see on this boot, I don't know if you can see right here, the spring is going to sit and slide against this for the top part, so the spring will turn in there and hit. There's the same thing built into the bottom of the spring seat, and so you can see this thing twist, and you can twist it clockwise until it hits, and it's not going to twist anymore, and that way you know it's seated properly. Then we will put the top piece back on. Boom. And everything is lined up. So now we'll jack it up and then put all the bolts back in. Make it easy. I like that red. It looks so good.
I know. The red does look good with this color.
Check that. Do not play around when you're working on cars. They can fall on people, I tell you. Not if you have the right support, though. Jack stands. Supporting jack.
Yeah. All red everything, baby. The official energy drink of Mustang 09. Monster Energy Ultra Red. And red BMR parts. I'll take those too. Moving on to the front, the first thing is to remove the ABS line from the bracket.
these little plastic screws break, you can just simply zip tie it up. That's what I did on mine. Mine broke when I did my coilover install. Simply just threw on some zip ties, holds it out of the way. It's good, just fine. After you have removed the ABS lines, you're going to want to take the rotor off, or the caliper off. Once it's removed, you can just rest it on the K member back there. It's a great spot for it. It's just going to hold it and keep it out of the way for you. We also want to remove the rotor, simply because it gives you more room to work. And we are also going to remove the dust shield, not necessarily, so you don't have to do these steps, but it does give you more room to work under the car. All right, dust shield's off. We need to do the sway bar end links, but we really want to use the impact for that. So, oh, he's going to try the half dead impact. Here we go. So for the top one, you can definitely fit an impact on there. However, the bottom one, you're gonna have to do it by hand. It is a 18mm socket. And you're also gonna need a wrench to hold the other side to keep it from spinning.
You're gonna wanna support your rotor, your spindle, by a jack and put a little pressure on it. That way, when you remove your sway bar end links, without there being any load on the front suspension, your sway bar end links is held in by 2 rod ends. And when there's no load, the spring and shock strut is just going to push down, causing the rod ends to go up and go down, and you're not able to pull it out.
So they'll bend at an angle and they'll bind up in there. And when you put pressure, when you keep load on it, like we're doing, it should pull out straight back. Instead of, it's going to pull out straight instead of being angled like this and giving you like this bind in there, and it makes it so hard. With the sway bar end link removed, you're going to move on to removing the spindle from the strut assembly. And on this one, if you do have an impact, you can use an impact. Like I said, ours has died, so we're charging it right now. But these are pressed in on the other side, so they're not going to spin. So you can just hit it with an impact on one side, and it'll come. The nut will come right off. As you can see, this is why we remove the dust shield and the rotor, kind of give you more room to work with. Now would also be a good time to go in and cut your steering wheel as much to the opposite direction as you can, so that you can get a good swing with the hammer and knock that bolt out. Come out. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. As you can see, it's splined up here on the top, and that's what's holding it into place. And so that's why you can't just spin it and unscrew it out of the housing. It's pressed in, and those hold it in. So, kind of a pain in the butt, but after that, the whole assembly can be removed. Boom. And we're gonna trim the bump stop down. Yeah, we don't have a proper razor blade, but Ryan's got a pretty good knife, and BMR recommends chopping it down after the first tier right there. There you have it. Gets the job done. Man, I think the last time... Oh, I got poop on my face. Look at this. Poo-poo. I think the last time we made a video, dude, you were wearing that shirt and I was wearing this shirt. I think that's how it went. Let's do a comparison of the front. Show me the fronts. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Look at that. The front is 1.25 inches. So it's quite a bit difference in the rear, which is why we trimmed the bump stop as well. Bam.
That's perfect height for me.
Yeah, I love it.
They're going to settle like another 1/4 inch.
I think so. Dude, it looks so good.
I just need to clean it.
Yeah, mine's 32. And it got rained on. Look at this. Look at this crap. It's sprinkled on my ride, man. What does that do? Look at that Mustang banner. Dude. Anybody want one of those? If anybody wants one, I think I got one left. Big Mustang banner. We should put it on your car and take off the 09 and just put Mustang. He's supporting the herd right here. street.
These are a drag racer, not a street racer. Good work, bro.
Thank you.
Job done.
Hey, this is what your car can look like when you install BMR Performance lowering springs. So you're happy with the install?
Definitely need to go check out the ride.
Yes. So now we get to take it out on the highway, try it out. But if you guys are interested, this is what it looks like afterwards. The BMR Performance lowering springs, they look sick. I imagine they're gonna perform just as well as they look on the car because I have BMR stuff and I absolutely love it. And there you have it, guys. So if you need some BMR suspension components, I believe they sell these at latemodelrestoration.com. I think CJ Pony Parts, I think a bunch of different people, American Muscle. Everybody carries BMR stuff just because it's that good. But again, 1/2 inch in the back, 1 1/4 in the front. I hope you guys like the walkthrough of it. It wasn't like a formal how-to, more so fun, relaxed walkthrough, teaching you guys what we overcame as obstacles along the way. So one key takeaway, have the proper tools. If you can have proper tools, it's gonna make this install that much easier. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. My buddy Ryan, this is me, Mustang or Sean, and we will check you guys next time. Take it easy, boys. Now we can finally go eat something.